Radical Rundown. Phil here, and Radical Ronnie Russell. Welcome today. One of
This
the
is my blank stare.
I see that. One of the topics written in was about hooking heads and no back ends.
Oh, again, this is my blank stare.
This is your blank stare.
Yeah.
It's hard to overcome that. You know, it's funny. Just talk a little bit about who bow's good on that. You know, and I've always said over the years the guy with the 90-degree rotation bow's good because he gets it through the front and his ball stores.
Right.
You know, so is that something that you have to try to do?
You know, I remember talking to Belmo about this about 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
He's like, because I wrote this long thing or whatever. I was like, man, I just feel like they hook in the front and they're so tight down lane. And me and Belmo were talking about it. And he's like, you think they're tight down lane? I go, well, you don't because your ball hooks from everywhere.
Right.
But
yeah.
So I think on tour, I think what happens is basically like, I don't. It could happen in leagues, you know, based on your pattern or whatever it is. But a lot of patterns are a little tighter down lane. I think they're trying to combat like all the strong bowling balls, to be honest. But what ends up happening is a lot of surfaces, including synthetic, they're pretty beat up in the front.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much volume you put in the front; it's going to hook early. So I think one of the best things you can do is, you know, don't be afraid to get left, but also you need to, like what we were talking about in one of the other shows was you got to use the lane front to back a little more. I think you got to get your ball started and make it blend and be smooth.
Yeah.
A lot of people want their ball to, you know, check mark. Well, that's impossible to read when you're bowling, and you know the axis rotation. What you're talking about, like, you want your ball to skid and go left.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because when you start looking at the type of bowler that bows well in a certain pattern, you know, I remember from the past where I had less of a rotation. I wasn't 90, you know, probably 45 or something, but I'd have to get a big enough lead early to hang on, because when the head started to go, the 90-degree tilt guys were going to run me over. So you know,
all one of them on your side of the lane.
Yeah, or one, or the righties that had it. Yeah, exactly, or one. But it's funny because the type of bowler that bows well at what time during the tournament.
Right.
Interestingly enough, when people say hooking heads and no back ends, it's really not that there's no back ends. It's that you use your hook up a little early.
Yes.
So when people write in with that, you have to really sort of say, are you really talking about lanes that are tighter down lane, or did your energy go in the first 20 feet?
Right, and this is why I like to use like medium to lower diff bowling balls.
Correct.
And if I have to use a little more surface on them, that's fine, but I like to use a little less flare because I want them to save energy.
Right, store energy, right. And then you may not be able to hook it as much, but you're going to be able to keep it in front of you and keep in play.
For sure, and sometimes you know, you can fall in a trap of moving too fast, or too far left too fast.
Right.
And you know, once you're in the wrong spot of the lane, when they're tight down lane, you're going to know pretty quick.
Yeah, you will.
So
shooting those big wide open splits, it's just
exactly.
brutal. Yeah, yes. I understand. So again, make sure it's actually tight down lane, not just hooking early, because sometimes you can get a ball that clears the fronts better, and suddenly there's a monster back end.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that, and don't be afraid to go the other way with a ball choice.
Yeah, and try to drill a ball that's a medium to lower diff. Drill it stronger.
Yeah.
Just let it save energy. Let it tumble a touch.
Yep.
And
that'll work. That's today's Radical Rundown. We'll talk to you guys soon.